This is me competing in my first official WCA competition outside of my own country. Now in Greece I've competed a lot of times, but never outside of it, so I was pretty excited and nervous at the same time to see what I can do there. Can I get perhaps some podiums? But before we get to this part, let's go back to the start of the competition. So the first event of this competition was Pyraminx Finals. For whatever reason, they did not give Pyraminx 2 rounds like most events. They went straight to finals and they put it straight at the start of Saturday. Yeah, whatever I guess. So the average went pretty well, starting with a 418, which ended up being my best solve of the average. Then I did 2 identical 5.15s, which they're bad solves, but at the same time, so it's pretty cool. Then the 4th solve was completely trash, and then I did a 4.38 on the 5th one, which overall gives me 3rd place, and I already get a podium, which Pyraminx was one of the 2 events that I was going for a podium, but yeah, it's the first time that I actually win a podium that early, so yeah, I guess it's exciting. Moving on to 3x3 first round. So here the average overall wasn't bad, starting with an 11, which is very good for me. The next 3 solves were not that good. The second one was a 14, which is bad. Then we have a 13, which is average for me, and then a 15, which is completely trash. So I did not do that well here. And then a 12. This average was not consistent at all. I have an 11, a 12, a 13, a 14, and a 15. But anyway, it gives a 1344 average, which is not PR. The previous average on Pyraminx was PR. But well, it's not bad. It's enough to get me to the next phase, so that's all that matters at this stage. So next up is 4x4 round 1. So the average did not start well with a 57, which is very bad for me. However, the next 4 solves were very, very good, doing 2 50s on the second and third one, and a 2 52s for the 4th and the 5th. Overall, this gives me a 51 average, which is PR. My previous PR was 55, and yeah, I don't even do 51 that often at home. I do like 53 or 54, so very good average, and yeah, gets me to the next round, so to the finals, so very happy with this. So next up is the last first round of the day of 2x2. So yeah, on all the previous averages I did good. Here I did not do good. So what you're seeing right now is my cube drop on the first solve, which gave me a 9, which is absolutely horrible for me. In the second solve I kind of did well, I guess, with a 3. I'm not that happy with it, but well, and the rest of the 3 solves were bad with 3 5s. So yeah, I did not do well here with a 5 average. My PR is 3.78, I believe. I want to match that basically, or beat that, but it is enough for the next phase. So even though it's very bad, I do not care. So after finishing with the break, we're back for 3x3 round 2. So 3x3 is actually the only event that has a second round. All the other events either have first round at finals or just finals, so yeah, I guess I should point that out. So here I did slightly better than the first round. The starting was bad with that 17, not good. But then I did 3 12s, which are kind of better, and finally a 14, which is bad. Overall, it's a 13.40 average, which gets me through to the finals. So at this point, I was really hoping that they did the finals on a head-to-head format, but yeah, I'll explain a bit more on what that is later. But we had to see. If they did it, it will be my first time to compete in head-to-head finals. But yeah, I hope they do it. Now we head over to 4x4 finals, where my average started good with a 53, but then it got ruined by 2 consecutive 58s, which are bad. But on the 4th solve I clutched up and did a 45, which is PR single. And yeah, the last solve was a 56, which is meh. Again, very inconsistent average, giving me a 56 average, which is bad, and a PR single, so I don't really mind. I got 10th place, which is top 10. Basically, yeah, top 10, it's not bad. 2x2 finals is next, and I was hoping to improve on my very poor performance on the first round. So yeah, this time I was way more consistent, doing 2 threes to start off the average, then a 402, then another 3, and finally another low 4, which gave me a 3.85 average, which is not that good for me. Well, it's mid, I would say. It's not PR, but still it gave me 6th place. I've never gotten 6th place in a finals on 2x2, so yeah, I'm very, very happy. I did not expect to place that high, especially with this average, so yeah, I cannot complain at all. So here we go, the last event of Saturday 3x3 finals. So as I said, I was hoping they would do it head to head. They did not do it head to head. So if you don't know what it is, it's basically when only 2 competitors solve at a time and they take turns at solving, so it's basically more spectator friendly. I would love to compete under this circumstance, but yeah, they just didn't do it. But anyway, the average started very good with an 11 and a 12, which, yeah, if I had these, I would be happy. But then got even better with an 11, a 10, and again another 11. Yeah, I don't know what to say. When I did that 12, I expected it perhaps to be the best solve of the average, not the worst, as it ended up being. I usually average 13 at home, and I did a mid 11 here, which is my PR obviously, and that 10 single is another PR. I did not expect to do that well. I don't know why I did that well, but yeah, I am very happy about that.
Място е Димитрис Папазоглу с най-добро време 4.18, средно време 4.89. На второ място пирамида е Радо Андрей Андрея. Най-добро време 3.18, средно 4.26. И на първо място е Александър Димитров със средно време 4.26.
Okay guys, so after day 1 was finally done and with some pretty good results in it, we move to day 2, where we start with Scube round 1. So here the average started pretty good with 2 high 4s, which I'm happy when I do high 4s. Yeah, the third solve was just terrible. The next one was a 501, which is good for me. And yeah, the last one was terrible as well. So what does this show me? Well, it's not PR, not a single, neither the average. it's a bad time because that 7 counts. But with this result I got 4th place. So if I can actually solve better and not have a counting 7, I could go for a podium. So I was very happy with this result, even though it's not close to being PR. Then we move to 7x7 finals. This is the first time I compete in 7x7 in an official competition. I did not really have a lot of footage of this because my camera died. Basically, I had a pop which I did not have footage of, sadly, and I ended up missing the time limit. The time limit was 8 minutes, I did like 8:37, I believe. If it wasn't for the pop, I could have barely passed the cutoff, not the cutoff, the time limit, sorry. I'm not good on 7x7, so it would be nice to have a single, but I guess not. So next up we have 3x3 one-handed first round. So this is one of the events that I haven't practiced for ages, so I had zero expectations, but I did not do bad. I actually did pretty well here, with a 31 and a 30 to start off, which are good souls for me. A 33, and then the other two were bad, 36 and 39. Yeah, these were not ideal. But it's a PR average with 33.87, which I'm very happy about because I didn't even try, I didn't practice for it, so yeah, I'm very happy that I got it. It was unexpected. And I got 12th place, which means I go through to the finals. This finals was the only round that I thought I wouldn't go through, but I actually did go through, so yeah, very good. Okay, then we have 6x6 finals, which is another one of those events where I'm trash at it and I don't practice it. So what happened here is there was a cutoff of 4 minutes and 30 seconds. I didn't know if I could beat it. I haven't even practiced, I don't even know how much I averaged. So I did not know if I could beat it. So I reached last layer and I was on like 420, I believe. And I was very close to beat the cutoff and solve 3 times instead of just 1. And then I got OLL parity and then it went downhill. I did OLL parity, then I did like 5 algorithms for the last layer, also PLL parity if I remember correctly. So yeah, if my last layer was luckier and I solved better, I didn't solve like this, I could have passed the cutoff, but I didn't. Anyway, this single I did is PR actually, so I'm happy, but I would have liked to pass the cutoff. Square One Finals is next, and Square One is actually an event that I care about and not like all the previous ones. So for Square One, I didn't do well. I had horrible parity luck. So I start off with 28, 29, 29 and 33, which for me are all horrible times, and all of them had parity, which, yeah, even without the parity, like that 33, even if I didn't have parity, it would have been still bad, but it got even worse. And the only solve that didn't have parity was the last one with a 10.26, and that 26 it's not bad, but it's not good for me. So the average is PR, but yeah, I got 6th place, which is good. Now, if I average like what I average at home, if I gotten like a 25, I would be 5th, I believe. It wouldn't change much, but it would be still nice. But yeah, 6th place is not bad. So after we do the break, we go to 5x5 finals. So an interesting story here is that because we were so ahead of schedule and we had so much time till the break, the organizers asked us if we wanted to compete on 5x5 before the break. So me and I believe 9 other competitors solved 5x5 earlier than the rest. But yeah, it doesn't really matter when we solved it earlier, basically. And what happened here is 5x5 is another event that I never practiced. And I was so inconsistent. It shows that I have potential to improve, but I just didn't practice it. So I have 5 completely different solves over here, as you can see, and it's a double PR, both single and average. I did not expect this. I did not expect this inconsistency, which basically shows that if I practice, I can improve. So I may practice it, but yeah, I didn't practice and I got this. So now is the time I've been waiting for the entire day. It's the Scube finals. So when I came to this competition along with Pyraminx, which as you saw I already got a podium, I was not expecting to get a podium here, but I knew that I had an opportunity if I was a bit lucky. So I go into finals. The first solve is very good with a 4, a low 4, which is very good for me, and I was going for a podium with a 4. But then it went downhill with a lot of +2s. I got a 7 +2, an 8 +2. It was a 5 and 6, and with the +2 went 7 and 8. I guess I got nervous because the +2s were just dumb. I don't know what happened. And yeah, then that 6 is also bad, and then a 4, that's good. So the average was not actually that much worse than the first round. It was pretty similar to what I did in the first round because I had that 422 counting, and it kind of made the average better. But still, other people improved, so I basically had the same average, but instead of 4th, I went 8th. So yeah, very far from the podium, and I was kind of sad. Then we have 100 finals, and I didn't care at this point because the competition was over for me. This is the last event of the competition, and I just solved just to get it over with. So I think you can see on my movements that I was a bit mad or sad, I guess, that I did so bad at Scube, but it didn't really affect me. The average started okay with a 34, a 29 is very good for me, a 42 is trash, and then I did a 23, which is PR. I had an OL skip, and yeah, very good. So 23, a PR single, very good. Then we got the last solve, which you will see right now what happened. So during inspection time, I guess because, I don't know why, for whatever reason, I decided to do a turn. And yeah, that's basically a DNF. So yeah, that's it. So guys, that was it. This was the final event of the competition. We're done. So this competition was special to me because it's my first one outside of Greece, my first Pyraminx podium, and generally my first non-clog podium. So yeah, this is a road for me to start expanding in other events as well, not just clog. So I was really happy to be part of this competition. If you enjoyed, like, subscribe. There will be more videos like this coming when new competitions come. So I'll see you next time. Goodbye.